Blessings, beautiful souls. This is going to be something a little bit different. I am going to be doing an energy forecast for June. This is something that I've just been led to do and I've been putting it off. And so here I am. I'm diving in. I'm going to commit to doing this every month, as well as doing a forecast for each week coming up. So come June 3rd, I will be doing a live YouTube and doing an energy reading slash forecast. So I've been sitting in kind of what the energy is and feeling into reading the energetic pattern of June. And I was really kind of surprised what was coming through. So what I was feeling is that there's one kind of a frequency, if you will, that is around how we relate to others. So this would be relationships, it could be coworkers, friends, parents, siblings, husband and wife. And for some of us, it's going to be very interesting, almost to the point where it's entertaining, in that we're going to start to see energetic patterns that repeat that maybe in the past were judged upon. So it could have been irritating, it could have been that you really didn't like it, it could be something that you thought about all the time. And all of a sudden, it shifts to where it's just pure entertainment. It almost becomes like the soap opera of, oh, what is this person going to do today? And it becomes something that you enjoy witnessing and watching. And you kind of have these thoughts of, why am I not judging this anymore? Why am I just seeing it as information? Why am I this and that entertained? Then there'll be a group of us or a group of people that will be triggered even more within relationships. And it will start to kind of boil to the top. And it's really just there for the opportunity to see maybe things that you didn't see before. It's everything becomes a little bit clearer. Then there's this other, I'm almost seeing it like a pyramid. There's this kind of entertainment space. Then there's boiling to the top and shifting around it. So eventually seeing, oh, I'm being triggered. There's an opportunity here for me to grow or change something, to make a choice, whether that's a change of perspective or a shift in how the dynamic of the relationship is. Then there's going to be this other group of people. And I feel like this is important to say because regardless of where you're at in this, and I'm sure we're going to all fluctuate between all three of them. But then what I saw was there's this group of people that almost become, and I'm sure this is always true. This is just something that we're going to kind of experience maybe in June. Uh, Almost zombie like. It's almost like it's going to the extreme of unconsciousness. And so much so that, oh gosh, this is the image that I'm getting, and this has actually happened to me. When I first started really practicing holding my frequency at a really high level, I would be in public places and people would literally just run right into me because they didn't see me. And it was obvious that I was standing there. And it's not something that just would happen once, it happened repeatedly. And then I finally got to a frequency where I was able to hold that higher frequency, but also and have a relationship with the energies around me, and it stopped. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in this last place is that there's going to be this really huge dynamic between people that are in maybe a higher frequency or holding their frequency above the collective. And then there's going to be some, I would even say, I don't want, this isn't coming from the place of judgment. This is just information. There's going to be a group of people that are more in that herding mentality or the zombie mentality. And this relationship between, for some of us, these two energies is going to be very interesting. And an example would be what I just said is just clearly not even seeing. Or another example would be that these two different individuals go and have the exact same experience. And it's like they come out as if they were in two different places having two different experiences, because the frequency shift is so different that they are not seeing reality in the same way. So that right there is the biggest theme in relationship with others. How you're perceiving reality is going to be like paradigm shifts in the different levels of relationships. For some, it'll just be super fascinating and interesting. Others, it may trigger growth opportunity where there's a perspective shift or the ability to know that two people, depending on where they are consciously, are going to have different experiences even within a relationship. One may be still experiencing the relationship more in their programming or their wounding, while the other may be holding a frequency where they're aware of their wounding and don't want to play the game anymore. And so it creates friction in between what maybe used to be a looping cycle or a repeated pattern of a fight, for instance. And then all of a sudden, one person pulls out and just is like, oh, what's this person going to do over here in their wounds today? And then it starts to create friction, because anytime there's a shift in a relationship, there always is a little bit of friction as it ascends. And then once it ascends, the friction begins to, well, calm down. And then, of course, there's going to be this other space where it is just completely two different realities. And maybe when it comes to this little space right here, there might be a little bit of like, oh, I didn't see you. Bam. But then you just go about your day. It's not going to be something that's going to interfere with your life. It's going to be more of again, a fascination. So, what are the themes for June? First of all, fascination with reality, fascination in how people are living their lives in reality, and then fascination in how realities collide within relationships. So I think now I'd like to just randomly pull, I'm going to pull a couple journey cards, and I am, grab them here, and then I'm going to pull, I think, just one DMT card. And then we'll just see if there's any information maybe that I'm not picking up on that wants to come through today. Okay. All right. So I'm getting the 12, which is, I love this actually because 12 can also be the 12 DMT codes, the 12 DNA, the 12 months. I mean, think about how many 12s that we have. It's a sacred number. And what I also love about this is that two of these are kind of going this way, and then there's this interference space, right? So these two lines are well on their journey, they are headed that way. And then there's this one that's just kind of crossing through, but it's not really doing much. Like these other two arrows are going on their journey, and even though this one is maybe creating a little bit of a static or interference, it's not derailing. And so the three also, and this is for those of you that are learning about the journey cards, this is the embodiment level of the three, which is creativity. It is creating a plan. It's having that idea, communicating the idea, and then actually writing down that idea. So yeah, if there's something that's coming through with this. So the biggest thing I'm feeling like with this is, don't let the static derail you. Stay on course of whatever you're in creation of. And because that creation piece, this is the embodiment level. It's time for you to really bring it out into the world. And when we do that, sometimes when we go out into the world and we're being seen or we're interacting and we're bringing our creative vision into the world, it can kind of stir up a little bit of friction, and not necessarily in a bad way. It may actually be in a good way, but there's always going to be these energies that are coming in that maybe you weren't aware of when you were kind of holding it to yourself, right? But now it's time to bring it out to the world, and how the world receives that is going to be an interactive play of divine reflection. Go one more time. I love this card. This is my Hallelujah card. Hallelujah. This is the mastery level of the one. So there's definitely some shifts coming this way. Like there's new beginnings, there's new ideas. And I'm also getting with this three, it may be that you have a mastermind with another person and bring in that new energy. So if this month for June is really focusing on realities coming together within a relationship, use it. Use it for your advantage. Just like get together with a high frequency friend and be like, hey, let's get together and have a mastermind and see what kind of fun frequencies come in. I'll do it with you and what you're working on, and then you can do it with me with what I'm working on. And together we can have these beautiful energies or new insights come in. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pull a DMT code for the energy of June. Okay, let's see what's coming through. We got the 11, and that's that kind of third spot. It's having the ability to hold consciousness outside of the matrix and to really experience yeah, gosh. Okay, so I have this vision. I think the name of the movie was Fall Guy, and I could be wrong. But it's this movie where this guy starts to wake up and he's in this video game. And there's one part of that game or the movie that he realizes that the game has another game overlaid. So I think there's the blinds that go like this, and somehow the light like caught one of them and they hadn't overlaid, and he saw the reflection of the truth underneath it. And that's the 11. It's the ability to see the truth regardless of how painted our reality is of the matrix, that he could still see through the matrix and see the original plan, right? And the original plan is also in this card. It's like, what's the original blueprint? What's the original blueprint of exploration within a relationship? And of course, the original blueprint is always the divine imprint. It's like, what is this relationship if we were to have it through the divine intelligence and just go and explore that? Even if it's something that you're only doing with you and the intelligence within you, and the other person has no idea. It's really fun and interesting to explore that. All right. Well, this is all I have for you today. And I I want to know what you're experiencing. Please comment, please like and subscribe. It really does strengthen, I call it our divine algorithm. The more that we come together and we're saying yes to the divine frequency, and by pressing those like buttons, by pressing the subscribe button, we're strengthening the field, the energetic field of us together as a soul family. And I hope that you're feeling it as we grow and expand, that you feel the frequency getting stronger as well. Sending you all so much love and a big hug. Mwah. Until next time. Bye bye.